luxury of having passion. I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it.
What up, what up? It's TravTV, raw and uncut, live in effect. You're tuning in right now, and today is Discussion Topic Wednesdays. Like I told y'all before, man, I'm gonna start doing discussion topics and whatnot. And it's the first Wednesday that's came up. Actually, the second Wednesday. I didn't do it past Wednesday, but this is the second Wednesday that's came up since I've said it. So I feel like it's only right that I start this off with a discussion topic of I had a few people asking like how my passion for baseball came along, so that's what I'm gonna talk about right now for a little bit. So yeah, let's get into it. My passion for baseball started with me when I was 9 years old, whatnot. My mom played softball for 20 years, so I kind of got attached to it by just being around her. She put me in what we call park and recreational ball when I was 9, which is actually late to start playing ball. Usually people start playing baseball when they're like 2 and 3, as far as like T-ball and stuff. But I started when I was 9. I've actually heard of people. I got a homeboy. He started when he was in high school, so it's different for different people. So, but the earlier the better, because baseball is such a skillsy sport and such a eye-hand coordination sport that it's kind of like repetition you can get. But like I said, I started when I was 9. Played part in recreational throughout until I was about till 15, till when high school started, and then I played in high school. I actually tried out for the JV team, because you could try it in the 8th grade. So when I was in middle school, I tried out for the JV team in high school when I was in 8th grade, and I actually got cut. So I actually got cut when I was in the 8th grade, and I was down about it and whatnot. I never forget, I was in my math class. I never forget Miss Pollock. I got a letter from something high and basically told me that I ain't made the team or whatever. And I never forget, man, I was in class, and I started crying or whatever, but I was trying to hold it in. You know what I'm saying? You can't let people see you crying in class when you're in school. So you know what I'm saying? You try to look around and you got your head down. You like whatever. Tears kind of roll by. I'm trying to play it off and whatnot. But that had really hurt, man. That stuck me. That stuck me here, man. Or I should say here with a heart at, man. That stuck me there. So I was hurt, man. So but hey, to say Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team. So it is what it is. But all that did was, I can say that was probably the day where I faced my first adversity as like a child. And so, or as a kid, or whatever you want to say. And then I kind of worked harder. And people always say work harder, it ain't, how you, fall, and it's not that you fall, it's how you get back up. And so that was the first time I really faced adversity as far as a kid, man. Just, really wanting to make the team and got cut. But, so yeah, I got cut, and then I went back out for my 9th grade year when I got to high school, and I actually made a JV team that year, or whatnot. And so, and then played my 9th grade year a little bit on JV, and then to my 10th grade year I actually played I actually played on JV the whole time I started, whatnot. Then really did well, and then I got moved up to varsity. My sophomore year, I was on varsity, and so I was on varsity ever since then, or whatnot. And then in 2011, no, I'm tripping. In 2006 is when we won the first state championship for our high school ever, and I was the only black. Like I always tell y'all, ain't too many of us play the game or whatnot. I think I was the only black on the team, matter of fact. When I think about it, I was the only black on the team, which is not like unusual. Like I told y'all before in another discussion topic video, I'm gonna talk about like African Americans in baseball and why there's not a lot of us in it. But yeah, so I was the only one on the team. But first time won state championship in 2006. You know what I'm saying? I was proud of that, whatever. And the next year after that, we didn't even make the freaking playoff. So my coach was hot about that. He wanted me to step and be a leader, this and that and the third. I'm like, bro, like that ain't really my MO. Especially at the time, like I wasn't really a vocal person. I was more so like lead by example as far as my play on the field. And he wanted me to kind of be more vocal. But we didn't make the playoffs. After winning state championship the year before, we didn't make playoffs. They were hot about that. I don't know how we did that. But yeah, it just started by, like I said, my mother played for 20 years, watching her play softball, and then me myself like playing when I was at a young age, and I just I just at a young age when I was 9, I actually kind of like grasped the I guess that's the word you could grasp the game, if I said that right. Pretty quickly. Like I noticed like early I was like one of our better players, and like like people start whispering like far as teammates like saying like, oh, like you know you one of the better, like you one of our best players, like I guess in the league I was in, you could pick. They rank players like A, B, C type players, and I found this out through one of the dudes that ran the league. Like an A player is like a top player, superstar, and so on and so on. And I was like an A. I found I was like an A player. So like you only can have like everybody got a pick of like one A player, and I found like I was one of those players. So like early on, I kind of found like okay, like I'm pretty good, and I kind of stood out, or whatnot, at an early age, as far as doing things that other people, I was playing with didn't do, as far as hitting the ball, further a little bit, or being faster, whatever you want to call it. But and once I kind of realized that I was pretty good at it, I wanted to keep pursuing that. I was like, dang, like, I'm pretty good at this, I'm like better than other kids. So it's like I want to keep doing this, not, but in a humble way. Like at that age, it's like instinctively I just knew like, I'm pretty good at this. So I just wanted to keep playing. And so like I said, when I got to high school, I kept playing, and then like I had friends, like all my like, black friends, I wouldn't say you grew up in the hood, but when you're in the area, like majority of black people, let's just say it like that, and playing baseball ain't a popular sport. And like I say, this is kind of going hand in hand with that African American topic of baseball too, which I'm gonna touch on, like I said, later. But when you in an atmosphere like that, baseball ain't a popular sport. Football and basketball is. So I got some heat for it, like not in a bad way. I had my friends tease me or whatever and be like, oh, like, Spoon, man, you playing baseball, man. Like some of me went as far as to say, like, I mean, you playing that white boy sport. But it ain't never bothered me. And the people that would say it was usually like people that are like real close to me. I knew they was meaning as a joke. Nobody ever like really disrespected me at the time or anything like that make me feel like, dang, I don't want to do this no more, I'm getting picked on type thing. But I did, caught some heat for it or whatever. And but it was funny though, like everybody like had something to say, but when they started to realize like, damn, like Spoon pretty good at this, like then everybody kind of like, I actually had people started coming to the games, like them same friends I had like actually started showing up at a couple games because they wanted to see, and they would come to the game, a few of them, and they see me play and they be like, dang bro, like you pretty good, like some that, like this and that. And then it was like, then it was funny how the comments went from that to oh, man, Spoon one of the best ones out there. So it was just like that kind of worked into my passion, because like it was like proving somebody wrong. So I like that feeling of like, oh, everybody had something to say, and then it's like, but this is what I wanted to do. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, regardless of what you said, or how you made me feel because of your comment. Like, I wasn't going to stop playing just because you said, oh, like, it's a white boy sport, or oh, nobody play baseball, or man, you the only black person on the team, bro, ain't it? Like, stuff like that. Like, it really didn't bother me. What's funny is, man, I'll be 100% honest with y'all. Like, I actually like being the only black person on the team. Like, I swear to you, I did. Like, I'll never forget like a couple years when like this was like probably like when I was like 12 and 13, still playing part and recreational. I wouldn't say I would get mad, but I think we had another black person on the team, and I didn't get mad, but I was like, no, I want to be the only black person on the team. Yeah. So, but because I feel like it made me stand out more, because it's like I was the only black on the team, but I was good, so nobody could say nothing. It was like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was that kind of thing. So I was like, I loved it, but that kind of worked into my passion and like my fuel for wanting to keep playing and stuff like that. And so kept playing in high school. Was good enough to get a scholarship in baseball. Went to Spartanburg Methodist Junior College in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Shout out to SMC. Played there for 2 years, and then I got drafted or whatnot by the Angels. So everything worked out. So then once I started having all that like big time success, like then people really started being like, oh shoot, like or whatever, like this and the third. But yeah, so I mean baseball gave me a chance to go to college, get education. Like I got my social science degree, but I didn't go to my 4-year school because I had a scholarship to go to Georgia Southern in Statesboro, Georgia, but I turned that down and turned pro at 20. So I was like, man, I ain't with this school mess, man. I think I'm gonna go do this professional baseball thing. And that's been good. I mean, I can't complain at all, man. I mean, the experiences I've had with that and the people I met with that, like, it's just unbelievable. And I can't even begin to explain, like, you know, what baseball and that aspect has done for me. So, you know, but I'll, like, talk about that another time. But, so, yeah, so ever since then, like, you know, everything's been good, man. And then, like, only thing about it now is, like, baseball's come over job than an actual, like, when you're young, it's like when you're young, it's like, it's just fun. Like, you never think about, like, you know, 0 for, in baseball, it's called a 0 for 4, which basically means you don't get any hits that day. Like, 0 for 4, you know, if you're 4 for 4, that means you went to the plate 4 times and you got 4 hits. But, like, when you're young, you 0 for 4, you don't really think about what a 0 for 4 is. You might be kind of mad that you didn't hit you didn't get a hit. But when you're that young, you just want to hit the ball. Like, you just want to put the ball in play. You don't care whether you get a hit or not. But as you get older, like in a professional level, it becomes a job and the fun kind of gets taken out of it. Now it's like, okay, well, I got to actually go to work. The fun of playing still, you know, is there. Like, I don't look at baseball as a job. To me, it's just like a passion. I do something I love for a living. So I you know, I get paid for it. It's like, I don't even like look at it as a job. But at the same time, it's like somebody trying to take my job. So I got to stay on top of my stuff, you know, whatever. But, and like that ties into the passion of it too. Cause I mean, like, I basically get paid to do something I love. Like when I get up and go to the gym, like I got a motivation to go to the gym for baseball, so that helps me stay in shape. I don't look at it as a job, you know, where people say, "Oh, I gotta go to work." Down to work. I like going to work every day. Like, I want to go to work. I'm at the field all day, every day. So, you know, putting in the extra work or whatever, because, you know, it don't feel like work to me. It's a job, but it's a sport. Like, I'm getting paid to do something I love, and I would tell y'all, anybody like listening to this, like, try to do something you love, man. Regardless of what the outcome of the money is, like, try to do something that you love, because if you can do something that you love, you'll in the long term you'll enjoy it more, man. It's a lot of people that making a lot of money out here, but that are miserable because they don't enjoy what they're doing for a living. But you got a lot of people out here. You got some people out here. I don't know. I should say a lot or some that are not making as much money, but, you know, they living life to the fullest and happy, you know, every day because they doing something they love. But like I said, man, you got people out here making millions of dollars or whatever, but they hate their job, you know, or they hate life, or, you know, or whatever. And it's like, that's the only thing advice I would tell anybody, man. Like, that's what another thing baseball has taught me. Like, regardless of, you know, what it is, even when baseball is over for me, I'm going to do something I love. I'm not going to just go get a job or whatever it is, like, just because, like, I'd rather make less and do something I love and enjoy, and it makes me want to put the passion and work in for it, than to just go get a job just to, you know, just because I can make this much money, but I be miserable every day I go to work. To me, like, that ain't the way to live. But I understand, you know, you got priorities and you got responsibilities, certain things you got to take care of. So, you know, it kind of, you know, I understand that aspect of it too. But I just say, you know, try to do something that you love and you're going to enjoy getting them every day and doing. I'm telling you, y'all will like, y'all will enjoy life a lot more. But yeah, so I mean, like I say, man, at the end of the day, like I said, my passion comes, like, I'd say, my passion comes from my mother, man. Like I said, she played for 20 years, and she started me in baseball when I was young, and ever since then, like I say, I had success, and, you know, I went through adversity of playing baseball when it wasn't a popular sport, and, like, that fueled my passion to keep wanting to play, because people, you know, was giving me, you know, flack about it, you know, and then being the only black on the team, like, I wanted to even be better, and even in that aspect, I knew I was only black, so that made me want to do better. Then getting into a college degree for it, like, give me a chance to go to college and get an education, that gave me more passion for it. So then getting drafted, that only added more passion to it. So it's like, okay, now I'm getting paid to do this. So it's like, that's where it came at. And the funny thing about it is, when I first started playing ball, I never thought about playing professionally or whatever. I just wanted to play because it was fun. Like I said, it was fun. I loved doing it. It was just fun to me. But I said to say, I just looked at it as just something doing for fun, like, because I was passionate about it. And in the long term, I was blessed to end up playing professionally to make money. But I never got in it in the beginning to say, you know what, I want to play professionally and I want to make money. I want to play baseball because it's fun. I enjoy doing it, you know. And so, so that's why I got into it. And that's what I love about the game, man. But that's where my passion come from, man. Just the adversity I went through playing, playing it growing up, and my mom, man. I gotta give a shout out to my mama, man, for putting me in baseball, getting me to this point. I see you, ma. So that's what it is, man. So that's basically the discussion topic for the day. So basically, that's what it is, man. So. Like I say, I'm be doing discussion topics on Wednesday every day. I'm gonna think of I'm gonna do a different topic. If y'all leave comments down or topics y'all might want me to touch base on, I'll read them and I might touch base on those. So, just let me know. The topic's gonna range from different things. One minute it might be baseball, the next minute it might be something dealing with relationships or whatever. But I feel like it was only right that since I play ball, my first discussion topic be about my passion for football. So, appreciate y'all taking the time. Leave a comment down below if you want to, and be tuned in for the next discussion topic. Holla at your boy. Peace.
This shit getting colossal. This shit getting colossal.